Hi, it's Sara from SaraRanWayWithASpoon.com, and I'm here today to talk about apples. The weather, it's gotten a little bit cooler and it's feeling more like fall than it was in the last few weeks. You ran off the page, so I'm back talking about apples. And apples are a sure sign of fall for me. I live in the Northeast and I used to take my kids apple picking every year. It was a family thing that we always did together. And I would get Empire apples, McCowan apples, and Macintosh apples. We'd go right about this time of year, and those apples would always be the ones that were on the trees. Empire just finishing up, and McCowan too. Macintosh are around for a few more weeks in the Northeast on the trees. They're in the stores for quite a while, but those are some of the apples that I really love to eat and to cook with. And I have a favorite family recipe every year for Thanksgiving. I take all three of those apples and cut them up and put them in an apple crumb pie. And if you check out my classes, I'm sure you'll see on there in November at some point I'll throw on a class for apple crumb pie. It's my favorite Thanksgiving dessert. It's easy to make, and every year I've made it. I got the recipe when my daughter was 2, so that's about 22 years now I've been making the same pie, so I would say definitely a family favorite. So I am putting classes up on my website really soon, and I'm going to be offering some adult classes too, so you can get your fill of cooking with apples. And today, while I came on live, I just wanted to share a few things all apple themed. So first off is tools. What kind of tools work well for apples? I have 2 favorites. One is just a traditional apple peeler. You need an apple peeler for cutting up or peeling your apples. My knife as for cutting or peeling as well. And then I pulled this out. This is my apple peeling, coring, slicing tool. And it's made to look old-fashioned. It's not that old. It's probably about 20 years old, but it's not like it was my grandmother's. I was able to get a stand for it, which helps because it has a lever on the bottom, and that lever sometimes doesn't go onto the thickness of a countertop so well. So I have this stand, and I've had it for a long time. I'm not quite sure where I got the stand from, but I have a stand and the apple core peeling slicing tool, and you take an apple and you just put it on the prongs, and you push this lever and you put the apple right up on the blade. Sometimes you need to give it a twist, and then you just spin this. See how tight I have it on here. You can see the apple peel coming off, and then you have your apple, and you just take it off, and that's what's left on there is the core. This apple peel is great in applesauce, so don't throw it away. Save it for your applesauce. And then this comes off. You just press it and twist it. And this is the core. And I have a very thinly, evenly sliced apple. And I look on the bottom, I see there's a little piece here, so you can just cut that piece off. It's part of the core. And oftentimes when I'm baking, I just cut it in half. And I have evenly sliced apples, which would be great right now for snacking since I'm not actually baking. And I use this tool for making pies and cutting up apples. Some recipes call for a mandolin. I don't have a mandolin. I use this in its place, but it does give you a really nicely thin sliced apple. So my tools, my apple peely Cory slicing machine, my regular vegetable peeler, and my knife. And those are the things I love to use when I'm working with apples. Last year I bought this cookbook. It's called the Apple Lovers Cookbook. Amy Traverso, and I haven't actually made anything from the cookbook, but the first 80 pages or so are all about apples. Many, many different kinds of apples, the different firmness, the different tartness, and how apples fall into different categories. So which ones should you use for which recipes? Do you want to use a tart one? Do you want to use a sweet one, a firm one, or not so firm one? So great information, a great resource for information on apples. If you don't want the whole cookbook, Google the author Amy Traverso and see if you can find anything on her sites in terms of information, because she's like an apple expert. I didn't know there was such a thing, but I really think that she is one of them. Just I really enjoyed the first 80 pages of the cookbook to read it, and I'm looking forward to making some recipes from it this year. So to wrap up my apple talk, I was just wondering what might be some of your favorite apple recipes. Do you have a favorite apple recipe? Is it an apple pie? Is it an apple cake? Is it an apple coffee cake? There's so many things you can do with apple. Apple bundt cake. I am been researching articles recently, and I am definitely planning on doing some fun cooking with apples. So take a look on my website, sararanaway.com, and check out what's up there for making fall flavored recipes. Definitely apples will be the theme for some, and I'll have classes up there for both teens and adults. So that's coming soon, and I hope you enjoyed my quick tutorial on how to use the apple core slicing machine. I don't know what it's technically called, that's my name for it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and hop on over to my website at sararanaway.com to see more about the classes that are coming up for the fall. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.